and welcome to my Animal Crossing video. In the last video, we built a vegetable farm that I'm actually quite proud of. Today, we will be building a campsite area. Let's build! I time traveled backwards to visit Tom Nook in resident services. I needed to move the campsite so that it was in the location that I wanted it to be. I even had to build it on top of this. I started working on the river that's going to go beside the camping area. I didn't realize how hard this was going to be, and I didn't think it was going to take me 2 days to do this. I thought by making carvings on the floor, it would be easier to see where the rivers would meet, but I only made it longer and harder for myself. So I decided to face my fears and actually build the river. It was tiring and very long to do, but it needed to be done, so I had to do it. Oh, then I took a quick break to visit Red, who was visiting my island today. I just wanted to see what paintings were available today. Then I went back to work. As you can see here, I'm trying to find the right shape for the river, as it's at a weird angle, and also I wanted to try and make it look natural instead of man-made. So naturally, I found it difficult to do that. And I suck at making it look natural. Great job, me! I decided that I should plant some flowers by the river that goes behind Megan's house and the cliff. That's part of the cafe and the small garden area. And the reason why I did this is because when weeds grow on my island, I won't know where they are. So to avoid cleaning up weeds, I thought by visibly having pretty flowers in the back area, I won't need to worry about that problem ever again. While Astrid was singing, I decided to save her from the fleas infestation that she had, then headed my way to resident services. I got a suspension bridge to build across the river so that it connects the mainland to the campsite. I wanted the river to go near the campsite to make it natural in the first place. Also, hi Astrid, I'm not time traveling for this because it's late in the evening and I'm not going to play anymore, duh. Somehow I always end up forgetting that I need to pay to have this bridge built, especially if I want it done by tomorrow. So that is what I did. I got changed and decided to head over to the airport to participate in the special May Day tour that Tom Nook has provided. Both birds explained to me the rules of the games in terms of what I can bring, which is nothing, and also what I will find, which is something, and only use those equipments that I do find on the tour to go through the maze. I went through the maze head first. Considering this is the first time that I've ever gone through the maze, I think I did really well for myself, especially without looking online for the first time. I mean, I didn't get all the way through, but I did my very best, and I almost was there at the end, to be fair, but I just didn't make it. And the reason why I didn't make it was because I ran out of fruit and I used my axe in the wrong tree, which I didn't know was going to break for one time. And I didn't know if I could make it again, and obviously I didn't learn the DIY for it, so yeah. So as I was stuck in a really awkward place and not getting through the maze anymore, I had to call the rescue service to come and help me, and that cost Nook miles, unfortunately. But they put me at the beginning of the island and they reset all the things so that I can go back to attempt the maze again. Wilbur, being the best dodo bird, told me that I should try again. And that's exactly what I did. I tried one more time. At the end of the maze, I got to meet Rover. Now I'm quite familiar with him as I used to play Animal Crossing New Leaf, where he made his last debut. His eyes were a lot creepier to me when I was a lot younger. I mean, I wasn't a child when I first played New Leaf, but I was in my teens, and his eyes were so big that it did scare me. But it's quite cute to see Tom Nook's connection with Rover showing they're best friends. I mean, after all, Rover used to help you get a house in New Leaf so that you could settle into your new town. So him not being here in New Horizons is kind of a weird change. After completing the maze, he tells you that he will send you a special briefcase that will be mailed through your house during the next day. As I completed the island, I headed back home to continue with work. To build in the campsite area, I have to remove whatever is there. So once again, I'm removing the overgrown flowers and any extra trees and also normal trees that I did plant in the area at the time. As this is a very long job, I didn't complete this job today, but I will be doing so the next time I play. I started the day by heading to the Brewster for a nice, lovely cup of coffee. It was so delightful. Then I continued to remove the overgrown flowers that are in the camping site area. Apparently Kid Cat and Astrid got into an argument, so they both were being a bit stubborn about it. Kid Cat felt sorry that he had to do that, so he wanted to apologize to Astrid by giving her a present. So I delivered the present to Astrid from Kit Kat. It was a Kung Fu t-shirt. A Kung Fu t-shirt. My god. Her colourful star top is the best. I mean, I did get a present from Astrid because of this. Kid Kat was relieved that I managed to deliver his present to Astrid safely. With that said and done, I decided to go back to the campsite where I wanted to build a tent, but you have tents with a picnic I thought would be really cute. And it looks really cute that I added the teddy bear with it too, so it looks like the teddy bear is camping on his holiday. It's so sweet. Then I built a pond behind the campsite. But bear in mind, the game thinks this is a river. Well, it is a big pond to be fair, so I get it. I created dirt pathings on the floor to create a fruit tree farm. I thought having a fruit tree farm in the campsite was going to be really cool, as it's something that you can collect without anyone asking for permission, and it's something that grows natural like you would in a campsite. I also used the pathing to know where I was going to locate Moe's and Kid Cat's house, just so I knew how much space they would need. I did have a fencing to make their garden, however I got rid of most of the fencing because it just took up so much space for things that I wanted to do. And honestly, I just wanted it to be as simple as possible. Today, I did lots of things. I gathered resources, I crafted, I decorated around the campsite, especially around the pond, with things that I crafted, things I collected, like the ducks and the butterflies. Wood furniture has been scattered around, and I also got to decorate Moe and Kid Cat gardens. Actually, let's talk about their gardens. I mean, the footage that I'm going to show you is not the final product of their gardens, but at least I can talk about them. Moe is a laid back and chilled out kitty. He loves bugs and he decorates with a lot of wood. Fun fact, when he was moving into my island, he requested for a swing chair that I had to craft for him, which I delivered. So it felt appropriate for him to keep the chair. He also has an ant farm, again with his bug theme. And as he likes nature, I thought it'd be really nice to keep him near the pond so he could see the campsite and the campfire. Even though I had to make his garden small and you couldn't really tell it's his garden, even without the lack of fencing, his garden is still cute and it makes him a part of the campfire, meaning that he can stay in his garden and still be part of the camp, making him in charge of that area, which is really cool. I really like Kid Cat's garden. You know, it's kind of bigger than Moe's, and that's because I had to shove Kid Cat's garden behind his house. But he also has a nice river bank, which kind of allows him to have that more space. Kid Cat and Lyman have a similar interest where they're both into working out, but Kid Cat is way more into nature than Lyman is, hence why I kept Lyman in the farm and I moved Kid Cat into the campsite area. Just like I did in the campsite, I decided to add paving everywhere to make it look earthy, filling, and also messy in a sort of way. Oh, hi Mo, thanks for chatting with me. I did wish I made your garden a lot better though. But all seriousness, you know, I really do love the paving everywhere. You know, it adds a bit of character towards it. You know, it just shows that it's not just plain grass everywhere. In fact, there's mud everywhere as well. You know, that's what a camp is, and that's what a farm is. Hence why I did that in the farm. I also planted certain flowers in the campsite. Some campy, foresty areas do have flowers in them, but you know, I wanted to scatter it around again, keeping up with the theme. And this may be an area where I might let it overgrow a bit, but I'll try and control how much is overgrown, especially where they are growing as well. And I even decided to add a tent picnic area on the beach. Now, once all the villagers are off the beach, I can properly decorate the beaches, which I'm actually quite excited to add on to, because the pier is close to the campsite, which means I can have a fish pier, which is totally related. I decided to go to the airport to travel to Harv's Island. Now, I wanted to go to Harv's Island for a specific reason, but while I'm there, I always have a browse around. So the reason why I traveled to Harv's Island was because I wanted to see Reese to customize my store-bought items for my picnic area that I actually didn't finish off, which is the one on the beach. Then I came back home to lay it all on the beach. Now here is footage of me walking around the new campsite area. Thanks for watching the video. This is something that I've done practically new, because this whole time with the other videos I had somewhat of a script, even if I didn't follow it complete word for word. But this time, because of the fact that I forgot to write a script, I completely went off on my own words. And I did actually find it challenging without a script, because I actually forgot what days I did what, because of the amount of time traveling that I had to do to move Moe's house, Kid Cat's house, and the campsites and whatnot. It just was becoming confusing when it was time for me to then send the footage to my phone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did figure it out in the end, but it could have been avoided by having a script. Now this video took me a lot longer to edit because of the May Day things, and even though I didn't get to record much for the campsite stuff, again it still took me time. I mean, I've just realized there's more footage this time, even without adding the campsite stuff in detail. In the next video, we'll be building a park. See you next time. Bye.